Well, the establishment was a new word to me until about 15 years ago, when I heard it and I asked people to explain it to me. It's not easy to explain. It's rather an obscure word, but it must have always existed. I think it means authority of the law, of the church, of the, well, I suppose the monarch, to a certain extent, and universities, and maybe the top brass of the Navy and the Army. And I was reading an article about it some 2 or 3 years ago, and it said, now, for example, Prince Philip is not really a member of the establishment. In other words, he goes out very much on his own. And then a little lower down it said, and when I come to think of it, nor was the Duke of Windsor. And I think that's very true. My father certainly was, and my brother was.
Why weren't you?
Because I was independent. I did follow, I mean, I didn't rebel against the establishment, but...
you collided with it?
To some extent I did, to some extent. Not very violently.
Do you think that collision with the establishment, sir, would have been inevitable, even if your marriage had not been involved?
Yes, inevitable, and I think it would have been fairly obvious.
Even if you'd remained a bachelor, you might still have collided with the establishment?
Yes, definitely. But not in a bad way, but I think maybe, I don't know, perhaps I'm being conceited, but I think it might have helped the establishment too.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, I think that it might have revived the thinking of the establishment. I mean, the establishment has a conservative aspect, I think.
And you mean that unless the conservative establishment is, as it were, revivified every now and again, then it's liable to perish?
Well, I think it revivifies itself. But I think that it probably does need some lead from the monarch.
Do you have any regrets at all about not having gone on being king?
No, I would like to have, but I was going to do it under my own conditions. So I do not have any regrets. But I take a great interest in my country. I'd like to, when I say that to you, I'd say my country, which is Britain, your land and mine.